Some people, maybe you, are a little intimidated by this, intimidated by technology, intimidated by social media, intimidated by AI. And I understand that because it's something that is taken over our whole world. It's a topic of conversation. Everybody is feeling like the world has changed. But I want you to understand something. Truth and fundamentals always win. And truth is old. It's not something that we just figured out. In network marketing, we all got tricked. We all got tricked in the last 10 years or so, where everybody got convinced that social changed everything. That social, if you didn't have those skills, you couldn't succeed in network marketing. In other words, you had to build everything on technology, and you had to be very sophisticated, or you had to be beautiful, or you had to be an influencer, those types of things, right? Or you had to really understand apps and technology and software and those types of things in order to be able to be successful in our business. And I think pandemic tricked us too, that the world is changing, that people don't want to meet face to face. They don't want to go out of their house. They don't want to. And for a season, they didn't. They were fine sitting at home. Maybe you were fine sitting at home. I know I was fine sitting at home. I'm a homebody as a general kind of description. But here's what I've come to realize. Truth is old, and the fundamentals never go away. What I mean by that is this. Finding people to talk to will not change. Our methods will, but the act of what we need to accomplish won't change. Finding people to talk to. And then starting conversations with people. How do we start enough conversations that we have something to work with? We're going to use different tools and technology in order to be able to start those conversations or maybe even to have those conversations. But the act of conversation is going to remain. The transition in the conversation to business, product or business, is going to remain. The invitation for people to learn more about what we have is going to remain. The presentation is going to remain. The follow-up is going to remain. Questions and objections is going to remain. Helping people enroll, get launched, is going to remain. The tools and tactics may change, but don't stress out about that. I've said recently, everything old is new again. So if there's anything that's ever worked for you, forget if it's not in a shiny package. Forget if it doesn't have ones and zeros. Forget if it doesn't have fancy updates. You don't need to be fancy in order to be able to build an incredible network. I've read about some United States presidents and the tactics of many of them in building their networks and getting their support. And forget about politics for a moment. I'm just talking about an idea. Is they, as a habit, are constantly writing handwritten notes, handwritten letters, handwritten notes sent out to important people in their world. That's just conversation. But it's also a nice touch. It's a way, every time they come into a town, they're reaching out to somebody who's important. They're connecting with somebody who's important. Those principles won't change. So the message for you today is don't be intimidated by tech. Don't think that the world has changed so much that you don't fit into this world. Just know that tactics will change. The foundational concepts won't. Be willing to adjust with the tactics. Don't lose your foundation. Truth is old. You can count on it. It's going to work for the next 50 years, the next 500 years. Those same concepts of human connection and bringing value, okay? So don't get worn out by tech. The principles and the foundation will work for you, okay? That's our message for today. I'll see you tomorrow.